Hi there, girls and boys, and welcome to another nursery rhyme and stories. And today I have a special guest with us, Winnie the Pooh. So Winnie is going to be reading story with us and also singing nursery rhymes with us. And today's nursery rhyme is Jack and Jill. And also we'll be finishing off the story of Frog and Toad are friends. So let's start with the nursery rhyme and then we continue with the book. Okay, Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Oh dear, poor Jack and Jill. I do hope they're okay. Okay, so if you grab your favorite teddy bear and a blanket, we will begin our story time, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our story time. Okay, let's see what Frog and Toad are up to. Okay, the story. One day in summer, Frog was not feeling well. Toad said, "Frog, you are looking quite green." "But I always look green," said Frog. "I am a frog." "Today you look very green, even for a frog. Get into bed and rest." Toad made Frog a cup of tea. Frog drank the tea, and then he said, "Tell me a story while I am resting." "All right," said Toad. "Let me think of a story to tell you." Toad thought and thought, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. Oh dear. Well, go out on the porch and walk up and down," said Toad. "Perhaps that will help me to think of a story." Toad walked up and down on the porch for a long time, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. Then Toad went into the house and stood on his head. "Why are you standing on your head?" asked Frog. "I hope that if I stand on my head, it will help me to think of a story to tell you." Toad stood on his head for a long time, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. Look, you see Toad standing on his head? He's having a hard time to tell a story. Then Toad poured a glass of water over his head. "Why are you pouring water over your head?" asked Frog. "I hope that if I pour water over my head, it will help me to think of a story," said Toad. Toad poured many glasses of water over his head, but he could not think of a story to tell Frog. Oh dear me. See, there he is, with a glass of water pouring on it over his head. Poor froggies. Then Toad began to bang his head against the wall. "Why are you banging your head against the wall?" asked Frog. "I hope if I bang my head against the wall hard enough, it will help me to think of a story," said Toad. "I am feeling much better now, Toad," said Frog. "I do not think I need a story anymore. And let me get into bed," said Toad, "because now I feel terrible." Frog said, "Would you like me to tell you a story, Toad?" "Yes," said Toad, "if you can think of one." "Once upon a time," said Frog, "there were two good friends, a frog and a toad. He asked his friend, the toad, to tell him a story. The toad could not think of a story. He walked up and down on the porch, but he could not think of a story. He stood on his head, but he could not think of a story. He poured water over his head, but he could not think of a story." He banged his head against the wall, but he could not think of a story. Then Toad did not feel so well, and the frog was feeling better. So the toad went to bed, and the frog got up and told him a story. The end. "How was that?" Toad said Frog, but Toad did not answer. He had fallen asleep. See? He fell straight fast asleep. So that was another chapter of our story. And join me for another chapter of Frog and Toad are friends. And now we have another nursery rhyme that we would like to sing to you. Let me just find our nursery rhyme. Okay, here we are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Okay, are you ready to sing to the girls and boys? Okay, here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So, join me next time with more of my Disney friends and more exciting adventures and stories. And I hope today you enjoyed our nursery rhymes and also our story. Hey, if you like my videos, subscribe to my video if you want to see more, and put a thumbs up. And remember to keep reading and keep going to the libraries, and imagine the more you read, the more adventures you go on. Because I love reading with me and my Disney friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.